Happy Easter, everybody. All right, so I finally got to go get around to watch the night one of Wrestlemania. I work two jobs and I work at night, so I didn't have a chance to watch it live, and I just finally got a chance to get to everything. Kind of wanted to go over everything. Kind of wanted to go over night one and maybe kind of do my own night two predictions. So the first match, I got them all written down. The first match of the night, which is this is something I don't agree with what WWE is doing, is putting these titles on the first match of the night. Gunther versus Uso, Jey Uso. It was an okay match. I think Jey is overrated. I think he's a kind of a one-trick pony kind of deal. Like, he's got his whole yeet thing, which is, okay, he's over with the crowd. Freaking Triple H and WWE, I think, made a mistake on kind of going with him as being the guy. I think he's great. I think he's a good talent. But Gunther is like the real deal. Like, that dude is legit awesome. And also the way that they had Gunther lose the match with his own submission move, and he had him tap out right away. I felt that he should have passed out and gone in that direction if he's going to lose. So, kind of disappointed with that first one. I don't agree that Jey winning the title was the right choice, but obviously they chose him as the Royal Rumble winner, so they kind of were maybe kind of forced to make that decision. But anyhow, I thought it was maybe a C plus kind of type match. Next one, New Day versus the War Raiders. I actually really like the War Raiders. I think because they're very agile and very physically capable with their sizes. They're doing backflips with, these are 200-300 plus, dudes doing like freaking windmill kicks and cartwheels and everything. So I really like the War Raiders. The New Day, I was a fan of them when Big E was with them. That was when they were like legit, and Big E was the soul of that group. The New Day won the new tag team titles. I knew this was going to go this direction, because if they didn't win them, then there's really no point to this new heel turn New Day. It would have made zero sense for them to just keep losing all the time. So this was a no-brainer. They had to give them the titles. So still another C plus, maybe C grade for their match. It was okay. Jade Cargill versus Naomi. So I'm not really a fan of either of these two, but I know Jade Cargill is very talented. This was a boring match. It was just like, that's one thing about this WrestleMania, is that these undercards and not like the heavy hitters or the titles, there was not really a lot of build up, if you want to put it that way, or there wasn't not a lot of depth where it made you like really want to like really find out what happened next in the story. So this one was underwhelming. I was not interested in really it at all. I thought it was really boring. C minus in my book. One of the matches that I think stole the show, Jacob Fatu and LA Knight for the US title. I am a big LA Knight fan. Yeah. Nah, I think he's fantastic. I think he's finally getting his dues. He's an older guy who kind of got in late. But Jacob Fatu came in later recently with this new bloodline story that they're playing with, and he's the Samoan werewolf, and honestly, he is fucking talented as hell. That dude is almost pushing a 300-pounder. This dude is jumping around like it's nothing. Very talented. I was hoping LA Knight would win, and I expected Jacob Fatu to win, which he did. He won the title, but this match was so fucking good. It was entertaining. It was exciting. It was to me, besides the main event, which I'll talk in here in a second, it almost stole the show. It was that good. So Fatu, new US champion, well deserved. I'm okay with that one. Now we got El Grande Americano and Rey Fenix. So if you guys aren't familiar with the WWE world, Chad Gable is an Olympic wrestler who is on this path of like being a luchador, and it's silly, it's fun, but his opponent was supposed to be Rey Mysterio, and it had that kind of build up with the luchadors kind of fighting and things like that. Rey Mysterio got hurt, so they had to bring in a filler to fill in for this spot, and they brought in this new guy that I'm not too familiar with, but I know he just recently joined the WWE. His name is Rey Fenix. He's another luchador. Honestly, the match was actually really good for being a guy who just, I think within the month, came into WWE, and to fill in a WrestleMania spot just like that with that caliber, I thought was really good on Rey's part, and I thought they did a really good job. It was entertaining. It was one of the better ones of the night. I would say it's a B-. El Grande Americano won that one. I predicted that one. So we'll see how the storyline goes with that one. I think that was fun. Now, this one I have a huge issue with. This was by far the most boring match of the night and extremely disappointing. And I think WWE freaking out. They know they dropped the ball on this one when they brought Charlotte Flair back and made her the Royal Rumble winner. Obviously, credit is where it's due. Charlotte Flair's a legend. She's going to be in the Hall of Fame without a shadow of a doubt. I don't want to say she's a has-been, but she came back, and obviously it was met with a mixed or negative fan reception as far as her winning the Royal Rumble. It was lukewarm at best. Yeah, it was exciting to see her back, but I think other people deserved it. Anyhow, this match was so freaking boring. I couldn't. All I kept seeing was this one. First of all, this match went on for way longer than it should have. It felt like it drug complete ass. It was really botched reversals, and part of the reason why I love watching WWE, and I am a huge fan now as I'm older. I always grew up in the Attitude Era. The Rock was always my dude. That was my guy. Everybody else, all my friends, everybody else was Stone Cold fans. I was always The Rock, and I grew up in the Attitude Era. So that is my shit. I grew up with it. It's sticking with me. I'm gonna be a fan until I die. But this one, Charlotte was just really, you could just tell, like, I don't know if it's the age getting to her or just her being gone away from her injury and things like that. Back to what I was saying, like, the reason why I like wrestling so much is because I actually really like fantasize, and I like watching, because we all know it's fake, it's choreographed and things like that. But I do love the choreography and the coordination that these athletes and these entertainers do to pull off some of these moves, and then it's very interesting to me to see how they pull it off and do it safely, obviously. But on this one, oh my god, dude, if you're a fan, I mean, it hurt to watch, man. Charlotte, it was just bad. The reversals and everything looked super botched, and sometimes the female wrestlers outdo the men as far as like just caliber and how their performances. This one, I don't want to say it's just because of the women, but this one, like, the match felt super slow. Like, you can tell, like, you can really tell, like the punches and everything like that were like obviously not hitting, which obviously they're not supposed to hurt them, and it's fake. But this one, it just looked really sloppy and messy, and it was nothing but kicks. There was like, I can't even count how every reversal seemed like there was a drop kick or some kick here and there, a botched reversal, a reversal. It was botched, and it was like sloppy, and then they tried to recover and help each other out. So it was a really horrible match. Definitely by far the worst of the night. Easy. I was really hoping that Charlotte Flair did not win this title. I think there would have been extreme fan backlash, and I think it would have been detrimental to Triple H and the company if they went this route. So I am glad that sorry, I'm reading off my little cheat notes here. Tiffany Stratton retains the women's title, which I think is a good thing. I like Tiffy. I think she's really good. And then we go into the main event. Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns versus CM Punk. I'm not a diehard fan of either of the three. I do like Seth Rollins. I think he is one of the best people to work with as far as just making everybody sure it's safe. And he's just a great entertainer. Roman Reigns, I used to hate the freaking dude. Like my ex loves the dude. You know, like, we're still good friends and everything, but that was like, oh, that's her boyfriend and things like that. We always made jokes about it. But I've grown to actually like Roman. I did like him looking back at it now. I did like him as the heel. I think he's better at it. The babyface, I don't know. It's working for him now, which he deserves it. He's carried that company for a while, and he deserves it. And then CM Punk, he goes back. He goes back. You know, ruthless regression all the way up, and he's obviously a very talented guy. This match was spectacular. It stole the show, hands down. It lived up to everything. obviously with these main events, the thing that I have an issue with how it used to be back then is that the main events had, like, they had the tier, like, here's your non-title matches, and it worked its way up, like, Intercontinental title, U.S. title, tag teams, so on and so forth. And then, the world at the time, during like the Ruthless Aggression, the world heavyweight title was the top tier. That was the one. And then below that, it was the WWE title. The one who wore it the best, Eddie Guerrero, rest in peace. He looked beautiful in that belt. But this one, they had the triple threat as the main event, and it was absolutely lived up to everything it should have. It was fantastic. It was 40 minutes of just them going back and forth, and it was just badass. So that one, A+ in my book. Seth Rollins wins that one with the Paul Heyman turn, which we all kind of saw coming, but it was fun to see, and it created for good entertainment. So overall, the night was okay. One criticism I do want to reiterate, as far as main WrestleMania quality goes, at least to me, this year so far, I mean, there was a couple entrances that were okay. The setup that they have for like the entrance background is really cool. But last year, they just seemed like every single wrestler that came out, they had a very unique theme. Like it was a band that came out, or some sort of unique pyro, or something added to it that created like this larger than life character. And this one, I started noticing it really bad after maybe like halfway through. I'm like, man, there's nothing's giving that pop, so that's kind of disappointing. I think this year's WrestleMania is kind of a bland one compared to last year, but that's just my opinion. Overall, I think night one was alright. Stars of the show, the Jacob Fatu and LA Knight match, fucking awesome. And obviously the triple threat for the main event stole the show. Night one, I'd say a B- in my book. And then now I am going to do my predictions for night two, which starts tonight. Obviously the main event being this sucker right here, my boy Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. So we're going to cut it on the list, and we're going to see what we're going to do. I don't know how these are going to go in order, so I'm just going to go down the list. Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest. I'm a big Damian Priest fan. I remember when I first started getting back into wrestling, like religiously, kind of, a couple years ago, and Damian Priest was the U.S. Title champion, and then this is right in the area where Edge came back, and then they formed the Judgment Day, which I thought was a great faction, and it elevated Damian because he really is super talented, and I was super stoked when he won the world title. He truly deserves it. Drew, obviously, Scottish Warrior, dude's badass, dude's a fucking tank. I want Priest to win, but I think that Drew is going to take this one. That's just me. And then we have Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria for the tag titles. I'm not a fan of really any of them. They're all okay. Like, if I had to choose any of them, Liv Morgan, obviously, she's awesome, and then I really love Bayley. Bayley's freaking badass too. I think Liv and Raquel are going to take this one. I think the Judgment Day is going to come. I think Carlito or somebody, they're going to cheat. They're going to get them, which I fully predict, which I think they need. I think it's too early to switch the titles. So I think that Raquel and Liv Morgan are going to defeat Bayley and Lyra for the titles. And then the next we got, which is one of these ones I'm really looking forward to, is Braun Breaker, who's Scott Steiner's, I believe, son. We got Penta, Finn Balor, and then Dominic Mysterio. I want Braun Breaker to win because that dude is a walking tank, dude. Like, this dude, he runs about 25 miles an hour plus, running back and forth in the ring. Like, the dude is just a beast. He is like the modern day like Brock Lesnar, but then like a little bit of a smaller size. But the dude's badass. I really think that Dominic is gonna walk away with the and also this is for the IC, the Intercontinental title. I do think that Dominic Mysterio is gonna take this one too. I think that Judgment Day is gonna come and help out with this one too. I think he deserves it, dude. Dom, people hate him, which is a good thing for a heel. I think he's been fantastic as a heel. And I think it'd be kind of interesting to see Dom with a title because he hasn't had one. I think he deserves it. So my prediction: Dominic Mysterio wins the IC title tonight. Another one that I think is going to be probably a show stealer. I don't like this guy. I fucking can't stand him. I think he's an asshole. Logan Paul. Logan Paul versus AJ Styles. Logan Paul, I will give credit what credit is due. This dude, yes, YouTube sensation, superstar, yeah, cool. He's made his money. I still think he's an idiot, but he is superbly talented in the ring. Like, if someone is a new guy coming in, that dude has done so many things that it just blows your mind as far as like acrobatics and things like that. Like, he's really, really talented. He really does deserve the spotlight when it's well deserved, because he is a good heel, and he's very talented. And AJ, the phenomenal AJ Styles, I think this is just going to be an awesome match of high flying moves, good reversals, and just balls to the wall, non freaking stop. I think this is going to be the one. It might steal the show. I'm not going to lie. Like this, I predict this is going to be a really good match. I do think Logan is going to maybe come out in some way, shape, or form by cheating. But I hope AJ wins. But I do think Logan is probably going to take this one. And then we got the women's heavyweight title match, which is Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair. Io, I think she's phenomenal. Bianca, I think she's okay. I'm not the biggest fan, but I really enjoyed her run as the at the time it was the Raw Women's Championship, I believe. I thought she did really, really good. Me, diehard Rhea Ripley fan. I am all about mommy. All right, I watched her from NXT going all the way up, and I've always been a fan with her. I love her look because I'm a big metal fan. Of course, I love Motions of White, so I'm big fan. I think Io Sky is gonna walk away. She's the champion right now. I do think that she's gonna walk away with the championship because she just got it like a month ago, so I do think it's kind of too early to maybe give it up. But also, I do think WWE sometimes needs to throw in that wrench of doing the flip-flopping titles kind of frequently sometimes, so it kind of throws off fans. Like, hey, it's unpredictable, things can happen, instead of champions winning the titles and all of a sudden you're like, oh, they're going to be champion forever. So I do think the unpredictability is good. Obviously, I want Rhea Ripley to win. That's my girl. She's one of my favorite wrestlers. Probably my top 3 currently right now. Easy. I just love her in-ring ability and her charisma and just that character. It's really awesome. But I do think Io's going to walk away with it. I think it's going to be a good match. These three women are phenomenal, and I think it's going to be high flying. I guarantee you're going to see Io Sky doing high flips and high jumps everywhere, because that's what she does. She jumped off a freaking steel cage in a goddamn trash can onto like 5 people, so she's awesome. But Io's going to take this one. That's my prediction. And then on to the main event of the evening. My boy, the American Nightmare, for Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. Now, this one has a lot riding on it. It's split fans because those who don't know, John Cena did a heel turn. He took a heel turn back at Elimination Chamber with The Rock. The Rock is now called the final boss. He is on the heel run, and John Cena betrayed Cody Rhodes, and yeah, it's this big heel turn, which has not happened in I think like 15 years or something like that, until since John Cena was a heel when he was the Doctor of Thugonomics, which I wish he would use that damn entrance, man. That'd be so cool. But on this one, a lot's riding on it because this is John Cena's opportunity to be the 17th time champion, which would be the record on beating Ric Flair, which by wrestling, yeah, it makes sense. On this one, this is just me, how I would do it. I would love to see Cody Rhodes still retain the title because I think he deserves it. I don't think it's time to take down the belt. Have this build up till May, because John Cena I think is still scheduled contractually or by whatever that word is, by contract until SummerSlam. So for him to win the 17th, I think it should be this long road of build up of redemption and getting that 17th title, and him maybe turning heel again. I think John Cena should get that 17th title as the babyface again. I think that would just be that Cinderella style story. I do think John Cena is going to win tonight. That's just me because it's WWE and sometimes they make stupid ass decisions. I do think that The Rock is probably going to make an appearance and have something to do with the results. That's just me. There's been all this build up. I cannot not see The Rock coming through. Obviously, Rock's my boy. That's my favorite wrestler, so obviously I'm gonna be excited. But I hope Cody Rhodes walks away with it, but I do think that John Cena is going to walk away tonight as the champion. So hopefully it'll be a good night. So that's my review for night one, and that's my kind of predictions for night two. So I hope everybody has a great Easter with your family, and I hope you're all enjoying yourselves. I'm probably gonna go ahead and take a nap here because I'm still tired from working all damn week. But I wanted to at least give my predictions while it's daylight and still do this. So hopefully we'll have a good night. So hope to see you all there. Hope to see you all tonight, and have a good night.